We are here at IWC Reloaded 7.0. We are just moments after the conclusion of this event. I'm Joe Dombrowski, and one of our many surprises of the night was Benjamin C. Steele, who came very uninvited to the broadcast table. But you want to talk about surprises? We saw challengers. We saw the 16-bit challenge. We saw moments that we never expected to see here at IWC Wrestling, and it really all capped off with Andrew Palace defending the IWC Championship against the debuting Derek Dillinger.
Absolutely. Derek Dillinger was this close. By the way, a special shout-out to Lebanon Don and Tito Oric for Nick Lendl.
Oh, absolutely. the high-stakes championship, the button landed on Nick Lendl. I felt so sorry. I told him to run. Just get in the ring for the bell and run, take a count out. But Lendl, we don't have a medical update yet. We haven't been able to leave our table. But Nick Lendl is something that it was so tragic. I'm so disappointed in Lebanon. It proved nothing. You beat up an announcer. Big, tough guy.
It was tragic.
But what about a surprise that did not involve the reset button, and that's DMD. Dr. Britt Baker was watching the back of her former rival, now friend and ally, Katie Arquette. The reset button chose Jody Threat, a very tough athlete out of Canada. And when Jody Threat got a little bit too possessive of Katie's Women's Championship, Britt Baker was watching her back, and the AEW World Women's Champion was able to bail out her former fierce rival right when it mattered the most.
Absolutely. You know, you have those matchups, you get into those intense battles, and sometimes respect comes from it. That's what we saw with Britt Baker, DMD, and Katie Arquette. Jody Threat, though, you got to say she came that close. Maybe down the line we see another matchup between the two.
What about the tag team championships? Money Shot were out of their element. We had a sexy fireman, and we had a licking and whacking bushwhacker, Luke, who has been in the business for forever, but he's still here, he's still wrestling, and he came this close to being an IWC Tag Team Champion. Fans all over the place. We're doing the Bushwhacker March.
Yeah, and he showed his butt, and do we have an update on Mandime?
You can see the butt of Bushwhacker Luke right now on the replay on FITE TV and also the IWC Network, and find out, just expect anything here in IWC. You want to talk about something gross? How about a bucket full of pig slop? We saw Henry O'Godwin as part of the 16-bit challenge. We saw Calvin Couture. We saw a lot of surprises there. We hope that Angelic's okay. He left the ringside area a bloody mess. We saw Marshall Gambino threaten the wife of Jamie Jamison, and we understand a brawl erupted out in the parking lot as a result of that. Just action all over the place, but the real story was the endurance of Spencer Slade and Cole Carter, and also who wound up winning that match, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Bulk Nasty. Look, I've managed Bulk Nasty before. I know what he's capable of. This is a different Bulk Nasty. Bulk Nasty before was, who can I fight next? It was, I'll stand here, I'll wait, whoever's in front of me is going to be put down. Now, he has his sights set on something, the richest prize in this company, the IWC World Heavyweight Championship, although, who has the reset button in their possession?
Well, right now, Jock Sampson does. He absconded with it at the end of the night. It does not belong to him, however. Super Indie Championship still belongs to Bill Collier. He survived two best friends, Second Gear Crew, Mance Warner, and former Super Indie champion Matthew Justice. Collier pinned Old Manser. He did not pin Matt Justice, and that's what led to Matthew Justice issuing the challenge. Meet me one-on-one, but let's do it my way, the way I grew up watching, and the way I want to bring back into this business. Extreme Rules, and Matt's going to have that manager of champions, the man that calls it right down the middle, Daddy, Bill Alfonso. And that's going to go down July 17th back here at Court Time.
That's going to be a very interesting matchup. Matt Justice has the excuse, if he wanted to use tonight, that, hey, it wasn't one-on-one. I had too many variables to worry about. But he may not have that same excuse. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with that. And why don't we talk about some of the returns that we saw tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we get to that, I want to talk about the fact that the main event, Gannon Jones Jr. and Duke Davis, have earned a shot at the NEW Tag Team Champions in Zane Lee Rude. That's going to go down July 9th at the Ross River Ice Gardens as part of the IWC NEW Super Show. But I assume when you talk about returns, and by the way, you can see that show on FITE as well as IWC Network, I'm assuming you're referring to mostly to yourself, right?
Well, I mean, that's my favorite return. Thank you so much. I know that you were so excited to have me here.
But you jostled me.
But an equally as big return, we did see the return of Keith Hott offering hugs and happy-go-lucky sentiments. But we also saw the return of Jack Pollock, and the question remains, who tried to take him out?
Well, was it Chris LaRusso? Jack Pollock made a beeline for LaRusso like it was, but we have not gotten any clear answers there at all. But the fans are still buzzing. There's still a fervent excitement in the air. If you missed this, why are you hearing about it from us? Why you're hearing about it on Twitter, why you're hearing about it from a DM from your friends. Why aren't you here to experience the energy and the motion that was IWC? If you can't be here live, watch it live on FITE or on the IWC Network. Get the replay now. Find out what you missed. The most unpredictable night of the year. We're back July 9th for Superstar Showdown July 17th. Right back here at court time. Follow IWC Wrestling on social media for all the information. Are you going to be here in July?
I'm absolutely going to be here in July. You're never going to get rid of me. Where you're at, I'm at. You sit here, I sit there, we look at them. Beautiful team.
In spite of that information, I hope you all join us this July. IWC Network and FITE. IWC keeps heating up for an incredible summer.